Heroclix alive tonight. Heroes in the spotlight. With that guitar straight, the cloudy night. Wespool and Scott parade for the fight. And up the strangers with the white sleds rock. Into the game, it's a non-stop rock. Tuck the ancestral mission. You read the guild, let's get inside. They roll the dice, give a pulse and a thrill. On this a moment, let's say it's a kill.
Hello, Heroclix land. Welcome back to Talkn Clix, where we celebrate the heroes of Heroclix. I am your host, Wespool. With me, as always, is my faithful co-host, Scott, son of John. Hello, Scott. Before we get too far in, I want to shout out the new intro to our show. It's been on the last 2 weeks. Scott, who made our special intro?
My kid Maddox made a stop motion Lego video for our intro.
Yes.
So
if you only listen to our show, I encourage you to go on YouTube, watch the first 2 minutes, and watch the last 2 minutes, because I always do a little special outro for whatever guests we have on that week. I have a lot of fun doing it. It's really funny. And Scott's son did an amazing job with the introduction to our show with the stop motion Legos. So
wait until he does the Nerds of the Round Table. The intro for that is going to be epic.
So who is our special guest today?
Today we have Professor Keith Barnett.
Keith Barnett, the GOAT. Hello, Keith.
Hey, how you guys doing? Happy to be here.
Thanks for being here. So Keith, you're pretty well known throughout the community. How long have you been playing the game?
Well, basically from the beginning. Infinity Challenge is where I cut my teeth on it, and just stayed around the entire time and been here ever since.
So where are you from?
I'm actually from Central Indiana, so I actually live about 20 minutes from Gen Con right now, which, hello to all my friends that are at Gen Con. Yeah. But I do a lot of traveling as well. Like, I'm up by Chicago right now for work this week, and I actually have to hurry up and get home tomorrow to pick up some players from Gen Con to make a tournament that we're hosting tomorrow.
Well, go ahead and plug it. Let's hear about it.
Okay, so we are looking into starting to have like larger quarterly tournaments, and the first one that we're starting with is a 2-night based one. So tomorrow we're going to have a 2-booster sealed. We are going to allow 2 mulligans of each set, but we're going to be using Smash and Destroy and Spider-Verse for this sealed tournament. I really hope the turnout's going to be great. We have some wonderful prizing. And I hope to see everybody there. And then Saturday we're going to be having 300 constructed starting at 2. So tomorrow starts at 6 p.m. Saturday starts at 2, a little bit earlier. But the pricing is great. We've got Puck LEs, we've got Daredevil and Elektra, Zombie Scarlet Witch. We've got a ton of chase boosters. So I really hope to see everybody there.
So what's the store? The venue.
The store is the Confection Connection. So, funny story. Last year I had an opportunity to buy this cafe. And for all of us nerds, we all know what that means when we get a storefront.
Yep.
So the first thing I did before I even signed the paperwork was open an account with Lions. So yeah, then the journey really started. But for me, the first venue that I ever judged and played at was a little place called the Danger Room up in Anderson, Indiana. And my good friend Tony Lakis, love him to death. Don't get to see him as much as I want to. He's down in Kentucky. But he is the one that helped facilitate, I guess, my passion for judging and tournament organizing and holding tournaments. He kind of taught me how to start out, and he trained me how to, get orders, how to try to talk to players and get players interested in products and everything. And I've just tried to keep all that since then. So some of my best friends in my life I have met playing this game, and can't shout out enough of them. Brandon Hogan, Joseph Redwine. I mean, they're my best friends, and every time that we get to play together, it means something to me. So
That's good. And you've had these guys for 24 years now. 23,
yeah, we're kind
24
of
years.
stuck together. It's hilarious because my dad and I even built Joe's mom's house. And I actually ran into him by accident. I was running a service call. I own an HVAC company, but I was running a service call at his house, and I seen some HeroClix on his counter, and I just happened to have extras in my work van that I had planned on giving away. So I brought them in, like, "Hey, man, you want some of these?" And it just started from there, like total bromance. So,
That's nice. That's awesome.
Well,
but
I
yeah,
will not be able to go to the Supercharged Steel tomorrow night, but I will be there on Saturday for the 300 Modern. And it looks like you got a pretty decent lineup already with Jason Alvey, Jay Major, Dan Powell. There's just some of
yeah.
the big names that are going to be traveling out there, so it's good. It should be a good show.
I'd be happy to
Oh,
see Jason, especially. I know he's had a hard time being able to get the tournaments because of work and stuff this year. And last year, unfortunately, it was the first year I'd missed Gen Con and Worlds in a long time. So I'm really happy to be able to go to Origins this year, and I'm really happy to be able to go to Worlds. So, but yeah, I haven't seen Jason in a while, and like to catch up with him especially.
so I just want to call out something that you just said, Wes. You said some big names there.
Yeah.
Dan Powell is only like 9 letters combined. Your last name is 9 letters. So just because he's a known player doesn't mean it's a big name
It's a
size.
No,
I'm just
impressive
kidding.
name. Impressive.
Okay.
well,
Okay.
that's one thing I love about this because I've always said that we as a community need to value more than just the competitive players. There's other people behind the scenes that help
That,
facilitate, that are collectors that casually play, but they're there every Saturday or Sunday. And I really want to see those people notice. And I think this is one of the perfect avenues to start seeing that because it the game is not just about winning a tournament. The game is about the experience and the friendships and the people that you meet. So at least for me, that is. For other people, it may be different. But
it's one of our driving factors is to try and get newer players or get the unknown players or the lesser known people and just bring them to the
oh
show.
yeah,
People, we can throw a little light on them.
well, I might
Hopefully, it's a
not
nice light.
be in the Clix Hall of Fame, but people may know who I am. So I don't think I'm that well known. I just try to be kind to everybody I meet.
Well,
That's the
pretty much
whole
every
point.
time I've ever just casually brought up your name in conversation, they go, "Oh, I know Keith. Yeah, he's awesome."
Well, that's usually because I like to give stuff away. Yeah.
So you said it's going to be a quarterly event?
That's what I'm working on. If I really miss the WKOs, I think those were very special, and I really like. I have to give a shout out to Ryan Opak. He has done an amazing job coming in and helping to bridge the gap between us as a community and the company itself. Because, like with Ryan Redmond having his tournament series going on, with Newmark having his stuff going on, and still Howard. I feel blessed to be able to run these things. Jay Major and I have worked really closely to try to start getting a good tournament series going on here in the Midwest. I mean, I'm kind of favorite towards the Midwest. I kind of favor that because this is where the gaming happens. Where's everybody right now? 20 minutes from my house.
Oh, come on, that's not fair. That's not fair to the West Coast guys. It's not fair to the South. I mean,
Sorry, it's the truth.
look, I just want to say, if you did just a measurement off of ROC states last year,
Yeah.
Texas had the biggest showing, and those were. I don't think there was anybody from out of state playing in Texas.
Oh man,
So,
Texas, dude, that's like half the country right there.
but size matters, okay? Size matters, and we got to travel to go to those events in Texas. Like for me to get to Dallas, it's 3+ hours. For me to get to Austin, it's right at 3 hours. For me
Yeah.
to get to San Antonio, it's 3 hours.
If
For me
I
to go
live
to
in,
Corpus, it's 3 hours.
if
4
I
hours.
live, let's see, once you get south of what was not Dallas, Houston, yeah, once you get south of Dallas, because I used to go to Harlingen all the time, there is nothing there for 6 hours. Like, you better have gas. There is nothing there for 6 hours, nothing but desert and windmills.
And giant mosquitoes.
Yeah, they'll run off with your children.
Yes.
So what are your pricing for the event?
So we've got chase boosters for the top two. The winner is going to be able to select another chase booster. We actually have 3 different sets of chase boosters. So top 4 is getting Puck. I believe the top 8 is getting Daredevil and Elektra, and top 16 Scarlet Witch, I do believe.
Nice.
So I don't know what the turnout is going to be. I hope that we have, several players that come and play. And honestly, it doesn't matter how many we have. I really want to see the people that are coming. So
I agree.
and
I was
You
just
build a
talking
table
to
for 'em.
somebody right before the show, and they're really fed up with Beetlejuice. Like, they're really fed up with it. And to the point where they're talking about possibly taking a hiatus from the game. I don't understand the hate of the figure. I think that it's not that oppressive. But I said, I can't imagine getting upset enough of one figure to walk away from the game. I don't play this game because I love the game so much. I'm not even very good at it. I play the game because of people like you and Scott and Devin Nunemaker and Antonio Clark. I play to hang out with you guys and the community and just sharing shared interests. I go to these things to see you guys. I don't go to win prizes because I'm not going to
and
win.
that's me too. I mean, everybody just named Antonio Clark. He's a big ball of love, trying to spread it throughout the world. And Nunemaker, I miss him. He used to play at our local venue up the Danger Room up there in Anderson all the time. Him and quite a few other players, and I still have those contacts. So yeah, I'd be excited to see Devin. I think it's been a couple years and maybe a child before since I've seen him.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's rusty. He got his butt whooped at the CCO last weekend.
well, that's
But
all right. There was a point where I personally got frustrated with the game because I got to a point where I couldn't remember and memorize everything that came out and all of its interactions
yeah,
because we have so many things coming out, so much product that's hitting us. I mean, we're looking at about every 2 to 3 months. Right now, we're kind of in a dry spell because of shipping delays. But War Light probably should have dropped a month ago, but or not War Light, but Lantern Legacy. But I think you get to a point where we all have lives, we get busy, and we don't have time to keep up with the new hotness. And when it kicks our tails, it gets frustrating. So I reached that point about mutations and monsters because I I played Green Scar like in every game. Meteorite and Green Scar, I want for that big hit up front, but um, there's a lot of people out there that are more intelligent than I am and that can memorize those better than me. And I'm not upset with them all. I tell you, PJ Bolin, he is a wealth of knowledge. If anybody ever has a question, I mean, all you got to do is shoot him a message. And I mean, he might not get back to you right now, but he'll answer your question.
Oh,
Um,
PJ's awesome at it. Anthony's awesome at it.
yeah,
Aaron, and then we got another judge that's been stepping up here in Texas, Cody. And like, if
yeah.
I send him something, it may not be right away, but it's just boom, boom, boom.
Well, and
They'll
that's
get
my
you the
thing.
information. Just
It's so wonderful that my dream is not to be a world champion. I don't need that for myself. But I tell you what, sitting down and playing sealed battle royals and team sealed, I love that. I have a lot of fun doing that. I don't care if I win or lose, but I'm still there to smash. So, you know, pun intended.
yes.
But yeah,
So
Scott is pretty well known for his casual formats that he creates.
I'm not well known yet. Not yet. Working it.
Keith taught me one last year. Can you talk to the audience about the one you taught me last year, the Kill It, Keep It?
Oh yeah, so before the first Deadpool set, I would usually get like 3 cases of product, and it I would always have extra commons, uncommons, and rares, and I like to trade within my personal social group. I'm not big on selling things online. A, I don't have time for it. B, I'm not going to sit there and look up what I feel something's worth. Like,
It's worth what you think it's worth.
well, and that's the thing is, if I have a friend and they want this chase and I have it, I'm going to give it to them. If they get something that I want, I might ask if they're willing to part with it. But I don't know. Trading with kindness was always what I did. But basically, I made this format, and what I would do is, especially to get new players in, I would get a battle royal map. And back in the day, before we had 2x2 maps, when we were still 3x2, I would cut edges off. But basically, I would fill the center with as much product as I had, and I would tell the players, okay, it's like a battle royal. So you attack the characters in the middle, or you can attack each other. Whatever you knock out in the middle, you keep, and that comes to your team and on your side, or on your starting area at the beginning of your next turn. And even if it's KO'd again, even by somebody else, that's still yours to keep and take home. So it was a way to kind of get people interested in playing. And the person to your right is always the person that is um, doing anything that needs to be done with that character in the middle. And then at the end of your turn, you can take one action as a free action with any character in the middle. So if you had somebody with pulse wave, you just pulse wave like the whole group, or something absolutely stupid. But I found it a really fun way, especially for new players, because if they're paying for it, they feel the value in it. If you just give it away, they don't feel the value. So, and having to work to actually get those characters, usually most people have a pretty good time, and I enjoy that. So, I've done things like open up a brick and just put all the brick in the middle, and this is a the $20-$25 buy-in. We're doing kill it, keep it. So let's see what you can get. Now here lately, because of the climate of all the competitive things that have come out, we've had to restrict it like pulp only. Like you're building a constructed team to take what's in the middle. I'm not going to let you do like something crazy. We're going to do something pulp and
Oh,
basic.
you're not gonna build the team that I'm trying to make is like an auto hit with 4 damage, and here you go, everything dies.
Oh dear God, we had one guy that showed up with Chase Thor from was it the Dark World, where he did that crazy energy explosion damage, and
Yes.
he just wrecked house on it. Uh, but yeah, no, I think it's a fun format, because one of the things that is hurting the game so much, and a lot of people don't realize it, is we need new players. So we have to find inventive and things to reach out to people to where they gain interest, because I love you guys, but every time I see you, I got more gray hair, and I know you do.
But I completely feel you, because if we're doing a lot of practice, meta practice to go to an event, I mean, on our average night, we'll have 8 to 12 players.
Yeah.
When we're doing casual stuff, we'll get up to 16, maybe 20 will show up. But that's a big night just for an average night. But once we start doing the competitive, it starts
Yeah.
dropping. It's like, oh, hey, there's 12. Oh, hey, there's only like 4 of us here after a month of this practice stuff. So we gotta mitigate some of that. The game is not just competitive; it is casual.
Well, and that's the thing is nobody has a good time if you sit down and turn to Vulture Prime wipes your whole team. Nobody says I had a good time after that. So, I don't know. I think with the team that is in charge of design and play testing and all that, I truly believe that they're doing a better job of catching those things before they happen. We'll always
Well,
have watch lists, but
the watch list and the erratas, I feel like they're catching those faster as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really think the team that they have is working hard to try to work those things out before we actually get our hands on them and have an issue.
Now, I met you at Gen Con 3 years ago. And the first time I ever met you, and we sat down at a BR table together.
Hmm.
And I specifically remember you because uh, there was there was a charge or a running shot that somebody made, and then or you made it, and then halfway through the charge, no dice had been rolled, and you wanted to roll it back to the beginning of the charge, and one of the people at the table wouldn't let you, and you're like, man, this is why people don't like meta players. Because they're too
Yeah,
rigid. Like
because I mean
the
we're
game
gonna
state
have a good
had
time.
not changed. There's no dice rolled, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think most people that are level headed would be like, okay, well let's it's probably not gonna change the outcome that much. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like you need to play with kindness is probably what Antonio would say.
Yeah.
But don't be an a hole. Just it's a game. It's not your rent payment. So if somebody wants to, dice haven't rolled and they want to take an action back, like let's have fun.
But I don't think I've ever seen you play a modern competitive game. It's always been you're either running the event or it's a sealed event. Do you play competitively?
No, I gave that up a long time ago. I think the last time I even tried was during Age of Ultron because I played that 300 point Hulk until nobody wanted to play me.
That red base Hulk.
The 300 point, I can heal up all my damage every
Oh,
turn.
okay. The Age of Ultron
Yeah,
movie set.
yeah. No, I
Um,
enjoyed that, but
so
no,
you
I'm not constructed. I don't have time to learn and read and figure out all the intricacies to all the interactions and the what silver bullets take out what team and all that stuff. I am so busy in my own personal life that I don't have that capacity. But when it comes to sealed, I can still look at what's coming out and read the dials through like HC units. Shout out to Clay. Great guy, by the way.
Yes.
But I can get on there, I can look at the dials, and I can memorize the dials of that set. So, say we're coming up on Worlds, and I want to do Team Worlds. Well, I can take my time to memorize all those dials before we get there, so that way I know how to effectively play, and I only have to worry about 60 figures instead of 6,000 figures. That to me is a lot more palatable. So,
so
Um,
were you former military? Do you have any nicknames we should know about, or any work nicknames?
not really.
Come on, you're HVAC. You gotta have something cool.
Nah, not really. I mean, my aunt would always call me Kiefer or Peepers because of my blue eyes, but other than that, not really.
who's the better barn, Barnett or Barnstable?
I don't know. Barnstable's a pretty cool guy, man. I know he much better player than I am. Much better judge too. Uh,
Uh,
but if we're curling dump trucks, I might have the edge.
If it's a race across the room, probably Barnstable. He's just like teleports there.
Oh my God, yes. I don't even think he runs. I think he floats.
He has to. His legs would be so tired. He'd need a new pair of shoes by the end of an event.
I tell you what, his career, his personal career, I really dig what he does for a living. And if everybody doesn't know, he's a veterinarian, and I love animals. So that's one of the things I love about him.
yeah. How many pets do you have?
I got two puppies, two boxer puppies. I have three turtles, one guinea pig. I did have five, but four had passed. And every time one passes, I have to go cremate it. So, yeah, I I did have a puppy that passed away last year. and that was really really hard because for those of us that have animals, I mean, for me personally, my dogs are like my kids. I love them just as much. They're a part of me, and when you have to make tough decisions and when they're no longer with you, it's hard. So,
And you're also a car guy, right?
yeah, I if you've never driven anything, over 1,000 horse wheel, you should try it. It's definitely an experience. But yeah, I got a car that I race and a car I drive for fun. I drove nothing but work vans for about 15 years, and I finally decided that I wanted something myself. So, and it's hilarious when I bought my first car, everybody that worked for me asked me for a raise.
So is the Charger your fun car or your race car?
So I got a 22 Hellcat Red Eye Challenger, and we've done a lot of work to it. So we took off the factory blower and put a 3.8 liter Whipple on there. Tons of modifications, suspension, internals. But right now, with last dyno was 2 weeks ago, and we're hitting 1345 at the crank, about 1100 at the wheel. So it'll go a little bit.
A little bit.
And I just need to figure out how to get traction.
What's the character's name? Vin Diesel's name in the Fast and Furious?
Uh, I don't remember. Was it
Uh,
Dom? Was it
Dom.
Dom?
Yeah, you're the Dom. I gotta figure something out for you.
There, how about that? I don't think about that. I just think of myself as average. But no, I have that, and then so I've got the red eye, and then I was looking for a car for dad. So dad isn't in great health, and dad actually has a story that everybody should hear. You know how Ozzy Osbourne just passed?
Yeah.
yep.
Dad spent almost 6 years at his house working on his house, and I went out there several times. It was out on Dixon Trail. I believe Jessica Simpson still owns the house, but yeah, we have a lot of stories of that. And anyways, Dad hasn't been in great health, and he had a old late 70s Ford Highboy. If anybody knows what that is, basically it was like a half ton with a 1 ton suspension on it. And the year that he got it, he took it to the four-wheel off-road jamboree at the Indiana Fairgrounds, and he smoked everybody and everything he put that in. It wasn't even close. Ended up having a 429 Cobra Jet in it, just monster of a truck. But he had to sell it, like all of our grandpa and our dad stories. Need the money, got to sell it, and so I started the journey of trying to find a Ford Highboy, and I accidentally found a 1974 Challenger with a 446 pack that was lime green, and lime green is my thing. Big Hulk fan over here. So I had this idea that I was going to get that car, and Dad and I were going to share it. So I called my insurance agent and added him to the insurance, and I got us tickets to Denver. And him and I flew out to Denver, and he didn't even know what we were doing until we picked up the car. So we picked up the car, and I have never seen that man smile so big in my life. He's one of those, he doesn't show emotion. But on the way back, he's hitting tumbleweeds. And I'm like, hey, Dad, you want to miss the next one? He said, what are you talking about? I said, you just nailed like 3 tumbleweeds. He's like, oh, well, I didn't see them. I'm like, maybe I should drive. But everybody thought I was nuts for doing it. Usually when you do something like that, you'll have the car brought to you. But I kind of figured, how many adventures do I have with my old man left? So even if we break down in the middle of the prairie, I mean, it's still an experience I get to have with Dad.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. That's phenomenal.
so yeah, I'm a big car guy. I love the 74. It gets lots of looks, and it's loud because we run open headers in it quite a bit. So uh, everybody sees it when it rolls past.
So are you married?
I am. 15 years, August 25th.
Congratulations. So you were already deep into this HeroClix journey when you got married.
Oh
Did
yeah.
you keep it a secret at first? Or did she just come in and be like, all these plastic cracks everywhere?
No, the wonderful thing about my wife, and this is what I think makes a good union, is she allows me to be me. She doesn't complain about what I spend. She doesn't complain about me spending time with the guys enjoying myself unless she feels neglected. But as long as I take care of my responsibilities and do what I need to do, she allows me to be me. I don't ever have to argue or fight to go play a tournament with the guys or to play in an event or anything like that. It's like we're going to Graceland, and for Worlds this year, my wife, you would laugh, when I first met her, she would burn water. She couldn't cook. Like it was horrible. I cooked. Somewhere along the way, she learned how to cook. My God, that woman can smoke a brisket. She can do. If you ever go to the Confection Connection, which I hope you come, or look on Facebook and see what we have, like her Reuben is absolutely amazing. Ask the guys coming there. She makes things from scratch. Like she made a cupcake this last week that it was dipped in chocolate like you would an ice cream cone, and underneath that it had a filling that had bananas in it. Inside she had a cream, or the muffin itself was made with uh, pineapple in it, and then in the center it had a strawberry center. So it was a banana split. Like it
Nice.
tastes like a banana split. And she does some amazing things. But anyway, she's thankfully coming to Memphis with me. So I want to tell everybody Sunday at noon, I'll be having a cookout. Whoever wants to come, come. But I'm intentionally bringing my smoker, and the butcher shop is actually just a block from my house, and I do all of their heating and air work. So hopefully I can get a good deal on a bunch of meat and cook out, have a good time, say goodbyes before we all leave. So
Nice.
So I got a challenge for your wife now. Years ago, we were doing this cupcake challenge at the house, and I was trying to perfect a chocolate chip cookie dough brownie, or not a brownie. It was a cupcake basically,
mhm.
but you couldn't add it in after it was cooked. You had to cook it with the cookie dough inside of it.
Well, I know we have a cookie dough chocolate chip brownie. But what you're talking about is a little different from the one we have because ours is a
Man,
topping.
I tried it so many different ways. Like I'd freeze the cookie dough and put it in little balls. I'd half bake the muffins or the cupcakes and then try and push them in there. I could never get it perfect where it was
Are
like,
you
man,
coming to Memphis?
I don't think I'll be in Memphis this year.
Mm.
If I'm weighing Memphis or Red, White, and Clicks. So
Well, whichever one you come to, let me know, and I will bring you what we have off the shelf, so you can be the connoisseur and tell me exactly how it hits your palate, man. I want feedback. I want to know. But this woman, I mean, she makes her own ice cream. Who does that? Like,
well, my wife just made some
yeah,
yesterday, so I
I
got
mean
ice
that's
cream
just
tonight.
crazy.
Well, that's a good
Uh,
segue right there. If you do make it to Red, White, and Clicks, Keith can deliver it to you by hand because Keith has volunteered to be a judge.
I don't know how good I'll be, but I'll try my best.
Just look down your nose at them and be like, no, you roll your dice weird. You open
Uh,
that booster the wrong way. Segue, not the booster question. Fantasy football. I need people to join. I want to give away free product if you outrank me in the fantasy football at the end of the season. We're going to
Ooh.
do it on Sleeper. The draft day is going to be the Tuesday before football season kicks off. So please hit up myself or Wes or somebody with Talking Clicks, and we'll get you hooked up to this fantasy football league.
doesn't cost anything, and he's
No,
going to prize it out.
and I'm going to prize it out. Everyone who places higher than me will get a booster on me with shipping.
Since we're talking about things like that, Keith, do you know how many viewers we have, or subscribers we have on our show?
At least three.
At least three.
You're correct. We're nearing 3 digits.
Yes, we are.
Awesome.
We are three away from 100. We have
That's
97.
awesome.
And Scott, what happens at 100?
At 100, we're going to, I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but we're going to give away a brick of the newest released product. So hopefully that will be Lantern Legacy. And I'm also giving away a Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk figure and Legacy card. And I think Wes has some other product lying around he wants to
Yep.
dump on somebody.
And what I think we'll do is we'll do a live unboxing and do it like Scott Porter does, where we pull everything out of the boosters and then announce the winner, and then the winner I'll ship everything to you. But then everybody can enjoy watching us unbox somebody else's brick.
I don't know. What are you going to be wearing?
Um, Maybe just apron.
Well, for a minute there, we have an online store at Printify, and I was goofing around one night and put up Red, White, and Clix bikini top. And my wife told me I had to take it down, but a lot of people have said, hey, that's a really good gag gift. Bring that back. So I might bring that back and wear it for the unboxing.
Yeah, that's great. That's what we need. Some more apparel with memes from Heroclix.
I just ordered my shirts today again. Hopefully they'll process this time.
I know what I do. I'll order a T-shirt made with a picture of Calder on the front of it, wearing his hat and everything. So I just start wearing that everywhere.
Well, speaking of our subscribers, we sometimes put out for listener questions, and today we got a question from Rizo Azul. Wants to know, what's one thing about Clix that you would change given the chance?
Well, I think there's a few different categories when it comes to that, because there would be, what product would you add? Um, how the company operates would probably be a question, and then what does it need? So the first one I would say is we need kaiju clicks. How do we not have Godzilla in the game yet? Like, we have Legendary and Toho, tons of monsters, and Pacific Rim was a smash when it came out. How do we not have kaiju clicks by now? Like, it could be a thing. Please be a thing, Wizkids, if you're listening. Like, yes, make it happen. As far as company operations, I have been speaking with some employees, and I can't say really anything particular, but I can tell you my feelings, and I can tell you that this I worked at Origins, and I demoed the Star Trek game for Wizkids at Origins. And I used to work for Wizkids back during the Tuttle years. Wade was awesome. I used to love spending time with him and hanging out because I'm just 20 minutes from Gen Con, and I miss that. But I tell you, getting back to my point is, I think Origins was probably the smoothest convention that I have ever been a part of. Dova was probably going nuts, but I tell you what, she ran a smooth ship. She did a great job. And the other thing, Ryan, without Ryan, like I was saying earlier, I don't think that we would have the growth that we have right now without Ryan. Ryan has done an amazing job, great communicator, stays on top of things, and he has helped facilitate all this. The only reason why we were able to bring to you the tournament that we're having these next couple days is because of Ryan, and I can't thank him enough for helping to facilitate that, because in the past I got no word from them. I've tried running things. When they pulled out of Gen Con, I started running there, and I don't know. I really have to thank Dova for what she does and Ryan for what he does. Now, um, I don't know how that could get much better, but I see the relationship between Wiz Kids and us improving, and we're able to come together more. Now, as far as what the game needs, we need new players. We all joke about, like I did earlier, I love seeing you guys. We got more gray hairs every time I see you, but we have to have new players. Without new players and new people coming into the game, it's not going to last. I mean, I have a lot of friends that play that have fell on hard times and had to get out. I've actually had to buy collections to help people out, um, or they're passing. We've had quite a few friends in the community that have passed. Shout out to all of them, and it's sad because I don't see a whole group of new people coming in. I think we need to make it welcoming for people coming in, and I think the community as a whole does that, just by giving and doing what they can to help foster people's passion. Because a lot of this, we all got onto this mainly because the characters. We're Marvel guys, we're DC guys, we're Vertigo guys, whatever you like. That's the great thing about HeroClix is because we have everything, almost everything that everybody could enjoy, minus Godzilla. But I really think that we need to find a way to parse that to where we can have new players coming in. We need to make it inclusive. We need to make it to where they're comfortable. And to be honest with you, we need to shut down our politics because our personal politics and how we feel about the climate might be different from somebody else. And the game isn't about that. The game is about coming together, having a good time, playing with little plastic figurines of characters that we love and enjoy. So that has to stop. It has to, or else we're not going to get the players in that we need to get, and eventually the game's going to go to the wayside.
No, it'll cannibalize itself with the aggression that gets put into the Alpha Strike team or the meta team. Um, to
Oh,
me, if I
absolutely.
could add one thing to WizKids or to help WizKids or to grow WizKids would be advertisement. I can see an advertisement for Marvel Contest of Champions on my phone, and it takes 3 seconds for it to flash across my screen. I don't play Marvel Contest of Champions, but I can tell you what it's about. I can tell you what it involves. I don't see
Well,
anything for WizKids promoting HeroClix. I see more D&D stuff
and
than I do
that
for.
was going to be my point. Is I think you're nailed it down. I don't know who's in charge of marketing, and I don't want to throw anybody under the bus or everything. We don't know where WizKids' budget is. So we don't know where they're allocating all that at. I know they're getting a lot of free advertisement for us doing things like holding this podcast, or, they do a lot of brick giveaways to different people to do unboxing, which is fine. But how is HeroClix not mainstream and known after 25 years like D&D and Magic? Like if we run into somebody in public, hey, what do you do for fun? I play HeroClix. What's that? And you got to go through the explanation.
Well,
It's like
I've run
just
into a lot is, oh, HeroClix. I thought that died 10 years ago, and they didn't know it was back.
It
yeah,
never went anywhere. It went a 1 year hiatus
Yeah,
between what Brave and the Bold, no, Arkham Asylum and the Thor set.
yeah,
yeah. But
yeah.
people that used to play HeroClix just saw it faded away, and then knew it revived. So they even if they know about HeroClix, they don't know it's still playing.
Well, I know things that we can do to make it more mainstream, but a lot of that is honestly on WizKids and their advertising team. Because like you said, I don't, Facebook advertising, I don't know how much it would cost to start putting that out there. But if we had little short videos, I mean, we've had videos over time. Matter of fact, Julian Stam has a card for sale that actually it was a plot for a commercial for them. But if they made some commercials, put those out there, I mean, I think we could get it more mainstream. Putting product in major retailers like Target, I think, was a mishap because half the product got sent to California, um, because of its purchasing power, which I can't be mad at, but it's the truth of it. That doesn't get it through the rest of the nation or the world. So I I don't know. I don't control that, but I know that needs to be handled in order for them to get the kind of growth that they need. I think that there isn't a lot of profit to be had into the model that's there. So trying to squeeze extra dollars out for marketing may be a little tough. But I see signs WizKids is doing good because they're experimenting with other avenues and trying to get other things to take off. I'm really sad to see Onslaught die. Um, Onslaught was actually a fun game for anybody that hasn't played it, and I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. I got to play in the World Tournament 2 years ago, which I got absolutely hammered and got last place, but I still had a great time. But
Now, if there's one thing that I am good at, I may not be good at the HeroClix game itself. I do enjoy it, but I have found a very niche skill in advertising. Because Red, White, and Clicks didn't exist before 2 months before the event last year, and then it instantly became renowned throughout the community. Because I put my heart and soul into advertising it, and if Wizkids were to give me some free product, I would advertise the hell out of it.
I
107
get
days.
that. I get that.
107 days.
Well, honestly, because my life is so busy, that's why everything that I do and put together, even this tournament series, is honestly thanks to Brandon and Joe. Without them helping me, there's no way I could get all this done. I can't do it all by myself. So, my guys, my team, my buddies, I mean, we do this collectively together. So, and I be excited to see what we get as far as a turnout this week. And I know you'll have a good turnout for Red, White, and Clicks. It'll happen. If you build it, they will come.
I
Yeah,
hope
I
so.
was listening to the Clicks in it. I believe a couple of those guys are prepping to come or
Uh,
go to Red, White, and Clicks.
Yeah, and I was
Adam
listening
and
to Clickstuff, and they gave you a shout out on their podcast this week for this weekend's event. So
Thanks, Dan.
word's getting around.
all right, so we
Um,
were talking about booster opening. Is
yes.
there
Yeah.
a proper way to open a booster?
Yes, from the bottom.
Do you cut the
No.
tape or you just push the
Oh,
No.
button?
I cut the tape.
Ah, you're almost there. You're almost there. You don't need a knife. You just press that little bit in, and it'll pop
Keith,
right
we are
off.
not friends. It
Thumbnail.
it is a ritual procedure. You take it from the top, you cut both sides of the tape, you open the flap without destroying the box, and you kind of peek in as you slide the plastic out slowly, and you just absorb the energy of the clicks, and you just cherish the nuance of seeing
You
each individual click come out one at a time.
you
It
All
cherish
right.
that
is
extra work of opening the extra
I got a
flaps with extra
challenge.
tape.
When you come on Saturday, if you don't make top cut, I'll open up a brick. I'll scramble the boosters. You'll pick a booster. I'll pick a booster, and then we'll play with what we get.
all right.
You open yours your way. I'll open mine my way, and whoever wins the game is the one that has the right way.
That's right. The superior way.
Now, Scott and I both, our wives, have a ritual with opening bricks with us. Does your wife open bricks with you?
She used to, but kids and life and cafe and everything later. I mean, if I'm sitting at home at night, and I just brought it in, my little one, my youngest daughter, Cara, she's 8. She'll actually sit and help me. So I got my little buddy back. Yeah, just have kids so we can play HeroClix with them.
So where'd you come up with the name Confection Cafe?
Well, the Confection Connection, my
Confection
oldest daughter,
Connection. Okay.
she started working there when she was 15. I have a very hard past, but I started working at a very young age. And my daughter, I've got 2 daughters, one 8 and one that's 18. But my oldest daughter is amazing. You couldn't ask for a better kid. When COVID hit, she started doing e-learning online, and she kept doing that until she graduated. So she graduated with college courses already done, and she graduated early. She would get herself up at 7 o'clock in the morning, do all of her studies, do everything, and she wanted to make money. So I let her get a job at 15. Anyways, the Confection Connection, the lady that owned it was the manager of a major restaurant, and she thought that opening up a cafe and selling cakes and cookies and all that, she thought it would be fun, and it became work again. And so she approached me one day and she said that basically she was either going to let it die or she wanted me to take it over, uh, because she loved my daughter. My daughter knew how to do everything, and I thought about it. I consulted my wife, and I came up with a decision. Especially after I found out I can get an Alliance account because I have a storefront, which had no bearing on my decision at all.
None.
But
Not at all.
yeah, we decided that we would go in on it, and it's a hard business. It really is. A lot of people think that if you're a business owner, things are smooth, things are easy, you've got money falling out your ears. It's not like that. Like right now, everybody's out on vacation and having family time and out in the sun or the beach or whatever, and our sales have dropped significantly in the past several weeks. So things like being able to hold this tournament help to boost those sales. And I feel very blessed to be able to do that. And it helps us out quite a bit, to kind of parse that time before we start getting really busy again at the cafe. But uh, my wife, she is absolutely amazing when it comes to all the women there that cook and make things. They're absolutely amazing. But uh, it's something that I have learned to really enjoy. Every day after work, I stop by the cafe to see my wife and my daughter because they're there at night, and I feel like it's a blessing to be able to have my mother. We employed her too, so my mother, my wife, and my daughter all work there together, and I don't know. I just feel like a very lucky man to be able to have that. So when I'm hungry and I'm off of work,
Okay, that's going to take me into my next question. Nice little segue there. Salty or sweet?
probably salty. I'm just getting older. Taste buds have changed.
You
I
still
have,
got your sweet tooth though. Can't get rid of it.
yeah.
So are we transitioning into the questionnaire now?
Not yet.
Really?
Not yet.
Okay.
I mean, that's up to you. But I was just like, hey, that's
Oh,
my
that
question.
was I thought that was one of the questions off the sheet.
No,
Okay.
no, that's not one of the questions. Are you on a HeroClix team?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
I
you don't have to be uber competitive to be on a HeroClix team. I mentioned it before that a good HeroClix team has a few players that aren't necessarily the ultra competitive, but they have
Yeah.
a vault.
Well, our local play group, we have a Facebook Messenger group that is called a Pocket Clicks that we all stick
Okay,
together.
I was going to call you
And
on that if you said no because I'm like I have a T-shirt that says otherwise.
and then honestly, a player and good personal friend, Grover Smith, has the Indianapolis Facebook page for HeroClix, and he helps to keep all that together. And if you know anything about Grover, he is one amazing man to be able to do that, plus do what he does personally.
I
So
reached out to Grover this morning saying, "Hey, I see you popping around in these channels. Maybe you would like to be a guest on the show one day."
yeah.
He hasn't responded yet, so
He is
Well, you never
in
know where
military
he's at or
steward.
what country he's in, but he's a very busy and important man.
Yeah,
And
he's in a school for the army right now to get his next promotion, and he's got a average on his classes, but it's like college on steroids. So he's very
yeah,
very busy right now. But he said he will be on the show eventually.
okay.
So Keith, you own your HVAC business?
yeah. Unfortunately, I do. Um, it's rough. We're in a transition point. Uh, they used to always say that there's a certain level of revenue you have to make in order to have your business with enough name recognition and branding to where people call you enough to where you're self-sustaining. So we've reached that point where we're self-sustaining. My biggest hurdle is getting the right people in the right seats to move that forward. So what I am currently working on is trying to get the business structured in a way to where I don't have to be there. We have process and procedure, it runs itself. If somebody needs to go somewhere or do something, then we already have that planned out. So that's what I'm working on. I'm really hoping in probably the next year or year and a half that I won't have to be there as much, but I've worked 7 days a week for 15, 20 years. And I'm not mad about it. I actually enjoy working and I enjoy what I do. It gives me a sense of fulfillment because I genuinely like to help people. Um, like today, I came up here, and one of the reasons why is we have a tenant in an apartment complex up here, and he's been without air conditioning for 3 months. They've had two other contractors mess with it. Their guys have messed with it, and they still couldn't fix it. So they finally called me, and I came up personally to get it fixed for him. And we had it fixed in about 3.5 hours. So I wasn't the cheapest option, but I got it done, and they're happy. So,
Well, you're out
uh,
of central Indiana. How far is your bubble? How far do you service?
well, I've done I I have been blessed to be a part of some amazing projects. I have been asked to go to the Cayman Islands to do projects.
Wow.
I've went to Galveston, Texas for projects.
I'm sorry.
I've been to yeah Calabasas, California, Malibu, California. Uh, th- those were kind of personal big projects, but me personally, right now, we need to stay within what we would call the donut counties. You have Marion County, and then all the counties that surround it. That's where we usually try to stay in. So it's usually within an hour or hour and a half drive. But like Wes, buddy, you are a little about an hour and a half away from me,
Yep.
and I don't mind coming up there. I've got customers in Delphi that they live in Greenfield, like 2 blocks from my house. And when they moved there, it was their forever house. It was a fishing cottage. Well, nobody knew how to do the heating and air system that they needed in the area. And so I offered to come up and do them. So I actually have to stop and do their air conditioning maintenance when I get a chance. But I've got customers that are 2 hours away from me that, for me personally, my customers are like my family. I know most of them personally. I care deeply about them, and vice versa. And I still get a lot of fulfillment and joy in my life being able to go out and see them. I've got customers that have passed and they're widow. You know, I don't know. I've done a lot of things for a lot of people, and I'm not saying that to brag, but I enjoy being able to help people, and so that is one of the reasons why I love what I do.
So is the air conditioner side or the heating side more important? Which one gives you more
you
trouble and more income?
Well, you'd laugh if it's 0 degrees outside and say it's a Friday night at 8 o'clock. The supply house is closed. If they have a part that I can't get till Monday, they usually say like, "Oh, it's okay. We'll just turn on the oven or throw some blankets on or something." But if it's 3 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday and their AC's out and it's 90 degrees, they want you there now,
Yes.
not Monday, now, like right now.
I know where I live. We have like 4 days of winter and sometimes they're not even together. But we have
Uh,
summer for like 11, we have summer for 14 months.
yeah. That's yeah. I know exactly what you got. But heaven forbid you guys get snow. You don't know how to act.
We can't drive in snow. There's no way to handle snow here.
Now, Keith, you're the head cheese. Do you ever have a project or you get there and you go on? Yeah, I'm not crawling down there. You guys go down there. I'm the boss. You guys have to crawl down there.
Well, one of my personal ticks is I have promised myself that I will never ask somebody to do something that I am not willing to do myself.
Hmm.
That was me when I was in the field.
Yep.
Well, however, I am getting older and I'm in pain every day. Most of the connections in my right knee are torn. So for me to get down on my knees is very painful. But like today, I came up here myself to do this work because they needed me. And I just kind of grit and bear and get through it. But no, I'll never ask anybody to do anything that I am not willing to do myself. And if I think that it's dangerous, I usually end up doing it myself. So,
Yeah, I feel like you're kind of like me, Keith, where um, I have my own physical limitations because of my disease, and my wife is constantly like berating me. Like, why are you doing that? You're not supposed to be doing that. Call our son. He's young and in shape. You let him do it.
Well, going back to Dad has, I'm telling you, he's got a Forrest Gump story. Really, he does. I could tell you so many amazing things about him, but when I was in college, I actually went to art college in Phoenix, Arizona. But when I was in art college, my grandmother called me, and I'll try to keep this short. Basically, my father had died for almost 4 minutes. It was brain cancer in the base of his brainstem, and he did have an experience. I've only got him to talk to me about it twice. But the takeaway from it is that he was given a choice whether to come back or not. Anyways, Dad ended up having chemotherapy because they had peeled the tumor out of the base of his skull. It was down in the base of his skull. So they peeled it out like an orange, and there was still cancer cells in there. So they had to do chemo, and they got rid of it. And then it traveled to his spine, and then they did chemo on his spine. The man was on a stomach tube for over 4 years. And I tell you what, he usually weighed about 185 pounds. But even today, Dad is probably about 115 or 120 pounds. The bone marrow in his legs are about 40% calcified. He survived death 3 times. He's had 2 triple bypass surgeries. He had the cancer, and that man still works 50 to 60 hours a week. I kid you not. That's why I have a hard time with people that don't want to work or say they have issues and can't work. Like, I sit and watch this man struggle every day. He can barely walk, and he still goes out to his barn and makes. Right now, he's making sound diffusers to send to recording studios. But he still goes out every day, and I'm not kidding you. That man works 50 to 60 hours a week, probably 115, 120 pounds, and does, whatever he has to do. And that's what I look up to. I value hard work. When I see a waitress in a restaurant working circles around her uh, peers, and doing all the different things that the other ones are neglected while they're chatting, I give her a great tip. So the hard work thing is probably the biggest asset that I look at when I see people. If I see people that work hard, I enjoy that and I respect that. So when I'm shouting out to these people, like Ryan and Dova, I'm very serious. They've done an amazing job, in my view, on what they're doing, and I don't see much room for improvement. So it's kind of my
So,
take on the whole thing.
yep.
All right, so you got 2 dice in front of you.
Yeah.
You're gonna roll a crit hit or a crit miss.
Oh, crit miss every time.
Everyone says it. I'm
Yeah,
rolling a crit
every
hit.
time.
I'm gonna roll a crit hit.
All right, since you've been with Clix from basically the beginning, what has been your standout favorite set?
Oh, my standout favorite set. I,
Pre-carded. Let's go pre-carded. That way Wes doesn't know what we're talking about.
I would say, oh, probably Critical Mass pre-carded. I mean, I enjoyed Armored Wars because Armored Wars gave us a lot of like B and C list villains, and I love that. But I think getting the cosmic characters was a big thing for me. I'm a huge Silver Surfer fan. Hulk is my number one favorite, but if you ever read the book The End of Silver Surfer, it is hands down one of the best Silver Surfer books I've ever read. The ending makes you want to cry. It's absolutely amazing. But I have a lot of hope that I want to see the new Herald's set when it comes out. So I've got the giant Galactus that HasLab did. I got that, and I can't wait to post some pictures of that. And then I splurged, and I got the giant Galactus helmet popcorn bucket from the movie. That thing is the size of your head, like it's the size of a human head. It's freaking huge. So no, I don't know the newer sets. I'm a big Hulk fan. I like the Smash and Destroy. I feel like there hasn't been Hulk, and since Age of Ultron, that I could play fairly competitively. I mean, you're not going to beat a min max player that has 20 sideline pieces that they're going to absolutely destroy you with, but I'd like to have one that I can sit down and have a good game. I think the animated series, the Dark Phoenix series, the X-Men series, I think that was fantastic. The Wendigos, I had a lot of fun with the Wendigos, especially with the Mole Man. Um, the Being a big Hulk fan, I really want to see like a true Hulk set, and I want to include old characters like Cyclops, um, Missing Link, all those. But I also want to see new characters from like Immortal Hulk. If anybody's read that series, I want to see the One Below All. I want to see some amazing. It was an amazing story, and if anybody's reading the Hulk right now, it's really a great series. I grew up on horror books. I remember going to the my grandparents would take me to Shipshawana. You know where Shipshawana is?
Yep, I've
It's
been
like
there.
a 1 square mile flea market, and they would pick me up old Tomb of Dracula books or Werewolf by Night books or all of those Tales to Astonish or whatever. But Tales from the Crypt. That was one, but I always enjoyed those horror books. So, like the new Hawk series, that's something that really speaks to me. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but I really want to see those characters fleshed out, and I'd like to see them competitive enough to where I can sit and play with them and not actually get railroaded in every game. That was one of the things that I liked about the Age of Ultron Hawk because there's your 300 points and yeah, it's tent pole, but it's nasty. It's coming at you every turn, and good luck. You're gonna have to work for that meal.
I like that red based Hulk from Avengers Assemble. I believe it
Oh
was the
yeah,
End of Days or whatever it was. Hulk. He was fun to play.
yeah. No, I enjoy those. I really really do.
Did you like the Incredible Hulk set from 15 years ago?
I
15
absolutely
years ago.
loved. I love the character selection when they started showing the figures. I'm like, man, this is gonna be great because I was getting single issues of Planet Hulk back then, not knowing how big of an event it was going to be. Because I think it was Greg Pak back then. Um, I loved it. When I love a series enough, I will get a trade of it. If I absolutely love it, I'll get the hardback. But that was an amazing character selection for me. And then when the dials start rolling out, I was really underwhelmed because I think the only thing in there that may have been even considered competitive was what we call spear chucker, but it was the
The Outback
outback
Hulk.
the outback halt. And you know, I uh, I lost. I was going to plan Worlds that year, and we were playing sealed in order to qualify. In my last game, I played Scott Crampton, and I had that Hulk, and he knew the dial and he beat me. So, but
Spear Trucker
yeah,
Hulk was good, or Outback Hulk. I liked what was his wife's name? Kyra, Sierra.
yeah, Kyra. I think that would be. And there's still characters from that still should be made that haven't. Um, but yeah, no, she was actually a great character. If anybody goes back and reads that series, that was a phenomenal series. There was nothing like it that I have seen since. People have tried to go back after Planet Hawk and try to come up with new stories, and none of them come close to how well that was written. It was
No,
absolutely
it
phenomenal.
was a really good story. From the set though, Black Bolt was unbeatable in my mind.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was nuts. I love the part in World War Hawk where he smashed him up, and then we ended up finding out he was actually a scroll. But yeah, Black Bolt. Was it Pulse Wave? I think
Yeah.
he had Pulse Wave back then. Yeah, he wrecked house. I remember Scott beat me with um, what was her name? She's the Femizon with the red shirt. It's not Titania. It's
Oh my gosh, you would ask. It's right here. I want to go look, but I'm not going
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah. It's Elijah's mother because she somewhere in the storyline, basically, she got the Hulk's DNA and had a daughter called Lyja. So he technically has a daughter.
Lyra.
Yeah,
I know who you're
I think
talking
it's
about.
I think it's Lyja was the daughter. I can't remember the mother, but no, Scott beat me with that. But I love that character selection. It just the dials weren't on point. Scar should have been like the biggest beat stick in there because not only did he have the Hulk powers, he also had the old power. I
Yes.
mean, he smacked around Galactus. Like, don't give me a 70-point dial on somebody that smacked around Galactus. Like, I want to see.
I liked his he had like a 5-6 movement with hypersonic speed, so he wasn't going anywhere. He was just going to get there.
Oh yeah, I think he was one of the first close combat pieces that really had a decent movement with hypersonic speed, being able to get there. I just watching or reading the books and comparing it to the dials as little
Oh no, he was not
underwhelmed.
what his book showed it to be.
No, but I thoroughly enjoyed that.
All
Now,
right, I think I'm
Actually,
ready for the questionnaire when you are, Wes.
just one quick question for Keith before we move on. One time you showed me a little video clip of your storage room for all your nerd paraphernalia. And from what I remember, you had an unusual sorting method for your clicks.
so I collect based on keyword. Um, so if there's a Wolverine and I've got a Wolverine. I've got 5 storage containers. I've got a double bay garage full of 5 storage containers that I've built shelves for that they stack 3 high. So I think there's about, I'm gonna say there's probably 100 to 120 different 5 drawer containers, and it's impossible to keep up with. But say I get a Wolverine, I've got a Wolverine drawer, I've got an X-Men drawer that he's in, then I've got a drawer for Avengers that are like mutants only, and whatever else that goes in. I got a Weapon X that I'll stick him in, so I'll get like 4 or 5 copies, so I have all the keywords covered, and I have him in each bin. So if I'm playing something off the wall, say I'm playing Masters of Evil, like even the member of the Masters of Evil chases that we got that were alternate universe ones, like they have a drawer. Then the original Masters of Evil have a drawer, and then like the second generations of Masters of Evil have a drawer. So it's uh, um, a little
It sounds like
psychotic.
chaos, controlled
Yeah,
chaos that
that
only you would
sounds like a
understand.
nightmare.
When I pass, good luck. You guys are getting a lot flooding the market. I'll tell you that. There's some stuff in there that's pretty rare. So uh, good luck.
Well, Keith, our show is sponsored by John Hoffner from Clix Creator. He is a 3D printer that will print anything you can imagine. He is told me today he is sick to death of Captain America's shield because he's in the middle of printing 800 custom red, white, and Clix tokens based off Captain America's shield, and he's been nothing but printing for a week. So he's kind of with other projects to kind of distract himself, so he doesn't have to look at the shield any longer. But he's printing tokens and barriers and cases and trophies and all kinds of stuff for writing clicks. But he will also print anything you want, databases, everything, and he does it cheaper than everybody else. Today, he's actually experimenting on European maps. So if he figures that out, then you can get European maps cheaper than Gamer Mats or anyplace else. So make sure you check him out. He does great stuff, very creative, and does it cheaper than anybody else. And we'll even do plastic for plastic, chase for tokens, or whatever you want. So make sure you check him out. And make sure you check out Scott's Fantasy Football League. And then on our show, we have what's called the Clix Questionnaire. So what this is people know you, Keith. Well, you humbly say no. People know you. When I posted, asked for questions, people said, "Oh man, Keith's a go. I love Keith," but they don't really know you. They don't know Keith Barnett, the person. They just know the Heroclix name out there. So I've connected with the AI and with Kevin from the She-Hulk show, and we have a scientifically proven, foolproof way for the Clix community to know you inside and out. Are you brave enough to answer these questions?
Sure.
Best sandwich.
I would say brisket burger. If you've never had a smoked brisket burger is it. That nothing even comes close. I love Reuben's. Reuben's used to be my favorite until I had a brisket burger.
What's on it?
Cake or pie?
It's literally a beef brisket that's smoked, and then I have friends that have a smokehouse up in Elwood, and I'll go up there and visit them. But you don't even need anything on it. You need no condiments. It is so juicy. It is so good. It's like eating a beef brisket on a bun. It's just
If the
it's
brisket is seasoned and smoked right, you don't need barbecue sauce, mayonnaise,
that's
pickles,
why I'm saying it is
nothing.
Yeah.
wonderful. You
Did
don't
you
need
do lettuce,
anything.
tomato, any of that stuff, or
You don't need
just the
any of
meat?
it.
You don't
You
need
need
it. It
bread.
it ruins it. You just need the meat with the sandwich and the cheese, and that is it. But sandwich, yes, beef brisket
All right.
sandwich.
Cake or pie?
Pie, definitely pie.
What do you call soda?
Coke, pop. You know, uh, is that a southern or northern thing? I don't know, but Coke, pop, whatever.
Coke is usually the South. Pop is a Northern thing.
Yeah.
Comic book villain you think is misunderstood that might be right?
Apocalypse. You know, he might have a point there.
Before the Sword of X or the X of Swords, or just the whole survival of the fittest Darwinism?
Probably the survival of the fittest Darwinism thing. I think we should help people in need, but at the same time, we all need to learn how to help ourselves too. So, yeah,
Modern or Silver Age?
modern. I cannot. How many characters are there in modern age? Like 2,000, and then you throw
Probably.
Silver Age, you've got 20,000. Like, no, thank you.
All right, you can only play sealed or constructed for the rest of your life.
Sealed. That's easy.
All right. Superman is real. Do you trust him implicitly, or do you sleep with kryptonite under your pillow?
Oh hell no, I don't trust him. That man's a flying nuclear bomb. No, he's gonna turn in. What was that one skip? Brightburn? Heck no.
All right, so
Fuck Brightburn.
HeroClix has been around for 24 years, and we've had to relearn the game multiple times.
Mhm.
What has been the biggest challenge? Is it the relearning? Is like, oh, hey, I know that this works this way, and then after the rules change, it's like,
It is relearning. Like one thing I just found out is, I guess when you pulse wave, any characters within that pulse wave, if they've had outwit used or perplex used, when the pulse wave ends, like it's no longer in effect.
wipe it down, start
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
Bath towel. Do you fold or wad after your shower?
I just throw it in a corner, man.
He's a crumpler.
I've been working all day. I'm tired. You get that out of here.
All right, you got a 12-hour car trip in front of you. What is the one band you will listen to? You only get one band.
Man, I've been listening to a lot of synth wave recently. I mean, I've usually been, 90s rock, 2000s rock, classic rock, all that stuff. But there's a band called Gunship. Well, he's more of like a digital artist. And I think it's very calming and smooth, to listen to. It has a good beat. So if you haven't heard of Gunship, maybe look it up.
Do you make your bed every morning?
Hell no.
All right,
I got people for that.
you got to kill Wes or myself to save the other one.
I turn around and walk away.
Oh, we're both dead, Wes. You finally died.
I want no part in that gunfight.
What's your biggest pet peeve in HeroClix?
people that feel like they have a sense of ownership over the game. There's a lot of people that feel like I would say, have a sense of entitlement to a certain point about different aspects, and it's for all of us, not just one of us. And that's the type of personality that I don't get along with very well.
All right. The next question is marry, bump ugly, or kill? Wonder Woman, Black Widow, or Harley Quinn? From the comics, not the movies.
Well, I like a certain level of crazy. Definitely not gonna marry. Gail. I mean, come on, I gotta take her for Mary. Um, Kill, probably Black Widow.
All right.
Um, you've probably met a lot of famous people. Who is your favorite celebrity that you've met?
Honestly, it was probably Ozzy. He's not the person that everybody thinks he is. He is genuinely a very funny and kind human being. And watching him whenever Sharon was gone was like watching a sad little puppy dog with his tail between his legs walking around the house. But the man was absolutely hilarious. When we went to work in the mornings, he'd be in there watching old BBC reruns of World War II. He always loved the old World War II stuff. But Ozzy was a great guy. I've met a lot of great people in my life, fortunately, but he genuinely was a very interesting, kind, and funny human being.
When you're up here for Road Riding Cliffs, remind me to get you together with my wife April. She has not stopped crying over Ozzy Osbourne since he passed. So
Yeah.
she would love to hear some stories.
Well, do you want to hear one?
Sure.
Okay, this is kind of random and it's off the cuff here, but when Dad and I were out there working one time, their property manager, his name was Bob. Sharon was gone recording for The View, and Bob called Dad and said, "Hey, Ozzy couldn't start the car last night. He had a Bentley four door. He couldn't get the car started because he was too drunk." Well, he was upset, so Kelly came over and they went over to the movie theater, and they got so drunk he couldn't figure out how to start the car when it was time to leave. So they got a ride back. So Bob gets in his van, Dad and I get in Dad's truck, and we both drive to the movie theater. And their movie theaters are very small, like one or two screens. They're not really big, like really we have here in the Midwest. But we get there, and Bob got into the Bentley, Dad got into Bob's van, and then I drove the truck. So there was like there were car after car after car of us driving back to the house, and it was just hilarious that he just couldn't hit the start button. Was the only problem. He was so drunk he couldn't hit the start button. But it was great times. I have a lot of great stories, but I'll tell her when I see her.
All right.
All right. Orange juice, pulp or no pulp?
I don't mind some pulp.
How about your milk?
Mm, I like it watered down, 1 or 2%. Chocolate is the best.
No pulp?
No, no.
I mean, you get it at some of those gas stations from time to time.
We just call that additives.
Milk.
All right. One's gotta go. Which of your five senses are you losing?
Probably my taste.
If you're getting that chunky milk. All right. Which Lantern Corps would you be inducted into?
Um, I don't know. I don't hold myself in like high esteem, so I wouldn't really know. I mean, I don't
Okay.
think I'm scary at all.
I'm putting you in the blue.
Cool.
Sounds good. All right. Scott is going on a date with Blanche from the Golden Girls, and he needs a
That's right.
wingman. Which one are you dating?
Um,
You can't have Blanche. That's Scott's.
He's got the other three.
what was the oldest lady? What was her name?
Ma.
Yeah, she would be fun. I probably wouldn't stop laughing the whole time. So yeah, we'll go with that.
All right, the A team's coming over to hang out. Which one of you bringing a beer first?
Well, Mr. T, of course. I mean, he's going to be your protection in the hood.
Who played the best James Bond?
I know it's about my era, but I think Pierce Brosnan did a pretty decent job. Yeah,
I enjoyed his movies.
yeah. I mean, I think he did a pretty decent job. I'm not mad at him.
I feel like
Um,
he was the good mix between Roger Moore and that other guy.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. That other guy.
My final question would be total throwdown: Thundercats versus He-Man.
It'd probably be He-Man. I mean, the dude, uh, the He-Man is so powerful himself. I just don't see the Thundercats being able to take him on, plus Man at Arms and everybody else in the Masters of Evil universe. So I don't know. They struggle with Mumra. So
I think Mumra would be hard for He-Man and crew to take down, but the Thundercats themselves wouldn't be an issue.
yeah, but if I don't see the Thunder Tank happening as a con exclusive, I will be vocal.
How many years? How many years until the Thunder Tank?
Next year, I want to say next year. I'll say 2 years because
2 years.
maybe they need to see how well it sells,
yep.
and then look at the numbers. And say, "Wow, Wildcats!" Because I still want Snarf. Snarf is not in that set. I'm upset. Complaint number one.
It's got to
Are
be
the
a
kids in
pog.
it?
It has to
Are
be a
the two
pog.
kids in it?
I don't know, man. I just eh, I like how they're making the core characters. I think they're going to see like how well that does to see if that we can get a villain set out of it because what was the lead lizard man? What was his name? Snarl? What's that?
I don't know. I barely watched the show.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah,
long ago.
yeah. There's because you had the jackal man, the monkey man, you had the lizard man,
Lockjaw.
Momra, and the dog. If you remember, he had like a pit bull dog or a British bulldog. Looked like British bulldog, but I think they could go full set with that. That's why I'm telling you, Kaiju Clix. You heard it here first. It needs to happen.
I think He-Man would be awesome.
Oh
Yes.
God, yes.
All right, so I have a theory about HeroClix players that there's two kinds of players. There's the players that see the matrix of the HeroClix. They see a formula to
Hmm.
solve, and then there's the HeroClix that see the red dress. They just see the characters and they just have fun with it, and they don't really dive into the mathematics of it. Are
Yeah.
you a red dress or are you a matrix?
Oh, I'm red dress. I don't. I can't stuff much more up here right now. It's full.
Come on.
But
When we used to play back in the day with no cards, you would have almost every dial memorized, at least all the important ones.
oh yeah, or you had a good general idea of what was about to happen. Um, what was that last uncarded set we had for Marvel that we finally got to chase zombies in?
Yeah.
Supernova?
Supernova, yes.
Yeah, Supernova. I went to the pre-release of that and I got Purple Ring Super Scroll, I think, out of that. But I pulled the super rare Drax. Well, not super rare, but
The,
the veteran
the
Drax.
veteran Drax, he was a monster
Oh, he
until he ran
was.
across the Thanos. Thanos
Now,
would kill everything.
I pulled him, and I think I pulled the rookie Silver Surfer, and I was wanting to cry every time Silver Surfer got KO'd. But I really enjoyed playing that because you knew what was coming. At that time, we were getting into the beginnings of Annihilation, and Drax had a little mini series, and so I understood exactly why he had that power set on that veteran dial, and I enjoyed it. I kind of wish that it would have had the sculpt from that, but it was great.
Yeah.
I got two last quick questions. One, I truly believe that the HeroClix community is connected through a neural network, and that if I think hard enough, I can transmit to you a number. All right, so what number am I thinking of?
All right. I got, wait. There's 2 clues to this. It is a 3-digit number, and the second digit is at least equal to or higher than the first digit.
So the second digit is equal to or higher than the first digit. All right. How about 333?
No. I will say you are probably closer than anybody's come.
Wow,
Okay.
that's more information than he ever gives. It's just no. Blink, blink, no. Are you
All right,
dumb?
my last question, Keith.
Yeah.
What is the can't miss event of the year?
Honestly, for me, it would be Worlds.
No.
If
Wrong.
I'm
Try again. Remember your clue cards.
oh well, aren't we having Worlds at Red, White, and Clix?
Nice save. Nice save.
Did the date change? Red, White, and Clix.
There you go. No, you were saying Worlds about it?
Yeah, because that's where the majority, especially people that aren't here in the U.S., get to come and join us. We got friends from Mexico, Florida, all over. You know, we have
Florida is a totally different country, so yes.
yeah, absolutely, especially from Texas. But no, I like Worlds because that's when I get to see everybody. So
I think that the United States is 3 sections. There's California, Texas, and Florida are like their own thing, and then there's the rest of America.
pretty much.
So were you at Worlds last year?
Last year was the first year that I've missed ever. My wife asked me to stay back and spend time with her, so I respected that decision. She asked me nicely, so I did.
It's important for that.
But I still complained about it.
Well, Keith, that was the Clix questionnaire. Now, the entire Clix community, at least the ones that actually watch this show, know you inside and out. How does it feel?
Just normal.
Oh.
I'm just me.
All right. Well, it's been Talking Clix. Keith, it's awesome talking to you, man. You are just awesome to listen to. You got crazy stories. I'm looking forward to seeing you at Red, White, and Clix. Well, I'm going to see you on Saturday at your event, and then Red, White, and Clix at my event, and we're going to have an awesome time. Do you gentlemen have any final thoughts?
I'll let Keith go first.
If it hurts, don't do it.
All right. My
Doesn't
final
kill
thought.
you, do it.
My final thought. Cards Against Humanity. I hate this job. I hate this place. Most of all, I hate horse meat. I quit.
That's awesome.
That's great.
I'm going to have a more official announcement coming up, but Red, White, and Clix, I am probably going to put out top 16 and 300 Modern are going to get a brick. Top 8 are going to get a second brick. And the pricing goes up from there. So if you want prizing and you want to support the troops, come to Indiana in November. I'm going to do whatever I can to prize it out better than any other event of the year. All the money is going to help the troops. So please come check us out. One of the nicest guys in Heroclix is going to be judging along with some other great people, and it's just going to be a great time. So come on out. But if there's anything else, this has been Talking Clix. I have enjoyed talking to you both. Keith, you're always awesome. Scott, you're my best friends. You guys have anything else?
I don't think so.
All right.
Good.
Everybody out in Heroclix land, as always,
Keep on
Clixing. Have a good night.
Night.
Good night.
You're gonna win. I'm gonna win.
Coming down, I know that y'all coming down, I know you don't.
187 in Glendale. Cops are all over it, man. We're good to roll. I repeat, good to roll.
All right.
Let's race.
Right.
Damn, that guy's fast.
Let's go! Menage!
Here's what you want, right here. There you go. Raising a bunch of skateboards, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good.
My sister holds the money. Count it. Give me my trophy. Hey, Monica. What's up, baby?
What's your problem? You didn't win.
Woo! You did.
Was that fun?
What are you smiling about?
Dude, I almost had you.
You almost had me? You never had me. You never had your car. Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should. You're lucky that 100 shot of Nas didn't blow the welds on the intake. Almost had me? Now me and the mad scientist got to rip apart the block and replace the piston rings you fried. Ask any racer, any real racer. It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.